Hello guys, welcome to a cooking video. So I said I was going to do a bit of a day in the life of food. Today sort of ran away with me, so I thought rather than trying to catch up on myself, I would do a cooking video of basically my go-to evening meal. One that I have probably 2-3 times a week. Actually potentially more, maybe sometimes 4 or 5 times a week, just because it just hits everything, and it's so tasty because it's burger and chips. Burger and chips to help your muscles grow and help you reach those 21-inch arms. So that's what we're doing today. A little bit of a cooking show, but straight away I want to apologise for any cooking skills. I don't have any. I just chop stuff up, put some oil on it, and whack it in the pan and eat it. That's basically as far as my cooking goes. So first and foremost, red potatoes. Love using some good old-fashioned red potatoes for my chips. And this is one thing which you'll see is literally the most artificial ingredient our wonderful burger and chips we're going to have is some Tommy K. It's not even proper branded. This is Aldi special tomato ketchup. It's fine. So yeah, so we're going to grab some lovely red potatoes. I keep all the skin on it to get as many, basically it's not all the nutrients from the potato. And also when you cook it, I love having that nice little bit of crispy skin. So let's start cutting some potatoes. So a bowl of cut red potatoes. I go for more of a wedgie shape like that, just because they sit quite nicely in the tray and then they don't stick as much. So that's why I like to do them. But that's quite a lot. So I'll tell you what, let's quickly see how much potato we've got here. So obviously this is going to be for me and the missus. But let's quickly see what we got. So that's about 1.2 kilo of red potato there. So I will probably eat at least, I'll probably have 800 grams of potato. So what we'll do, we'll put some olive oil to give it a nice dosage. Oops, spilling everywhere. And we'll put a nice big bit of salt all over. Now what we do have, which I might be a little bit sneaky with, I've actually got some nice peri seasoning. These are great. What I'm going to do is get a little bit of extra flavour on the wedges. I'm going to chuck a little bit of this on it. And what's great about these, it's basically just spices. So you've got things like, you've got chili, cayenne chili, chili flakes, you've got salt, dried onion, shush Harry. You've got paprika, dried herbs. So the grand scheme of things, happy days. So I'm going to whack a little sprinkle on here, just to add a little bit of extra flavour, a little bit of extra spice to it. Because you're going to get, again, this is sort of another thing not to worry too much about is, like, we see all these videos of bodybuilders eating super strict, eating, and don't get me wrong, I've been there, I've done it. But when for example, they'll have chicken, rice and broccoli, for example. I know that's a typical stereotypical meal, but let's just use it as an example. And they don't use any spices. They like to keep it really lean. And like I said, I have been there. I've done that type of meal. I've done lots of white fish, white rice and cabbage and things like this. But what you come to realise is, if you're happy with not being, I don't know, 3% body fat, then enjoy a little bit of spice, enjoy some flavour. It's absolutely fine. And if it gets more food down, then great. Especially if we're trying to get a little bit big and beefy, because that's what I'm trying to do. We go for a little bit of extra flavour so we can stomach all the food. Because the last thing what's really hard is when you're trying to eat extra calories, is having no flavour. It's an absolute nightmare. So, add some flavour, add some seasoning. It's great. Right, so like I said, I'm just going to tuck these so they're all skin side down. That looks good. Oh, one more. There we go. Right, so that's all going to go in the oven. Nice full tray of potato. So that's set at 200 degrees. It's going to whack in there. Now that's probably going to be a good. I'm actually that's probably going to be a good 40 minutes in there. So obviously I'm not going to wait around. Obviously I'll come back to that part. So in about 20 minutes, I'll start prepping the burgers, plonk them in the pan, and cut some avocado up, get things ready. So then the burgers can take 15 minutes to cook, for example, and then we'll put some cheese on it, let that have a slow heat so the cheese melts, and then we'll plate it all up. So I'll catch you guys in a second to do the burgers. Right, let's start making some burgers. So I've got the bowl for mince, which is going to go in here. A little bit of the leftover oil and peri-peri stuff, which is quite nice. Extra little bit of flavour for the mince. So let's do that. So I like to use 10% mince, 10% fat, just because then it's not too lean, but it's also not too fatty when you get to 20%. I know chefs and people might say that a burger should be 20%. Great, that's fine, but I like 10% because it gets a little bit more protein, a little bit leaner, but not too lean, and not too fatty. So 10% it is. Now, you've got to think, roughly per 100 grams, there's about 20 to 22 grams of protein. Okay, so you think in that whole packet you've almost got close to 100 grams of protein, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is I'm going to make myself 2 100-gram patties, and I'll make the missus like a quarter pounder. So I tend to have like half a pound, just around half a pound, and the wife will have a quarter pounder, roughly, like that. So let's go. Let's start cutting some mince. Plonk that in there. What's this? So that's 310. We'll do a little bit more. Let's go 350. Again, I'm not going crazy in regards to, okay, 356. That's fine. You know, it's just to get an average, a rough guide. We're not competing. We're not doing this as a full strict bodybuilding schedule. No, we're just doing this to get a rough guide of what we're basically eating, how much protein we're getting, and just have that rough guide of calories as well. So let's get the hands dirty. So let's make a couple of patties out of this. Don't worry, I have washed my hands. Right, just squish all that together. You can be fancy, you can add like things like chopped up red onion, you can add some extra vegetables into the burgers if you want to, just however you want to really. Add some flavour, add some different spices into it. You know, make it fun, a bit of flavour. Why not? Doesn't matter, you can do anything you want really. So just getting these into some balls, and then we'll then squish these all up into some nice patties. I've checked the wedges, they're looking good. That cheese looks good as well. It's another thing with let's say cheese. It's a crazy amount of protein and some good quality cheese. And that's what I learned over the past couple of years, especially with dairy products, is getting good quality. Just spend the extra 50p. Trust me, it makes a massive difference on one, the taste, but two, how you feel, because as you're getting good quality ingredients, good quality dairy into you, you just don't feel rubbish. So highly recommend just spend an extra little bit on your cheese. It makes a world of difference. Right, so I'm going to start heating up the pan. Let's move it back a little bit. Ooh, that's a bit better. Okay, so the pan's getting heated. I'm going to add a little bit of salt into the pan as well. Looking good. Right, let's quickly squish these patties up. Let's move that one because that one's going to be for cheese in a minute. They go in the fridge. And I'll quickly just see how heavy these patties are going to be. Go in there. Right, just squish them up. Finger the edges so you get a nice burger shape looking type of thing. That's good. Right, let's quickly weigh a couple of these balls. So that one is, that's 110, 126, and this patty is 120. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll take a little bit from that one, put it on that one. So this one can be my wife's. That can go on in there. Nice squishy squishy. So the slightly bigger one Hannah can have. There we go. Lovely. One more. Squishy squishy. Get in there like this, get your fingers in there, get your nice and hands nice and mucky. There we go. Yeah, they look roughly like 3 patties. There we go, happy days. Right, so I'm going to whack them onto the pan, getting them cooking probably about nice and easy, 5 minutes each side, and that should just give me nice and pink in the middle. I know Hannah will want hers on a little bit longer than mine, so I'll keep an eye on that, but they can go in. Oh, a nice sizzling noise. There we go. So they all won't take long. And as they're cooking, cut some cheese up, get the avocado ready, start laying it all out on the plates and get the cutlery out. So then go and enjoy. So we think about it. What have we got? We've got lean mince. We've got some good red potatoes. We're then going to have some healthy fats of avocado. We're going to get extra protein, extra fat from some good cheese as well. And there we have it. We've got high protein, good carbohydrates, good sources of fat. I'll add some spinach as well. There we go. I can't almost, and especially I'm cooking it with some good oils. I'm not using any nasty seed oils. I can't see the problem with this meal. This is why I have it so often. Burger and chips with some avocado and cheese with a little bit of spinach, add a little bit of Tommy K. Do what I've been doing, put some spices on your chips as well, put a bit of spice into the burgers. Happy days. High protein, good carb, great fat, and you can make it as high or low calories you want. You know, have a huge amount of potato, add half an avocado, 2 patties, shoot the calories up to into the thousands, or keep it nice and lean. Have 1 patty, you know, have a handful of the wedges, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of avocado, make a 500 calorie meal with 30 grams of protein. Beautiful. That's the beauty of it. So this is why I highly recommend eating burger and chips every day. Go for it. So let's get this cooking up and I'll show you the finished product. So burgers are looking nice and juicy, nice and cheesy, and looking ready to rumble. And then we got the wedges looking tasty in there as well. So this is the lean burger and chips. So again, homemade wedges, nice beef patty with some cheese, avocado and some spinach, and then we got the bulking version. Basically loads of it with some extra patties and a nice big help of spinach, more avocado, and there we go. Bish bash bosh. So I'm going to chow down on this. So this will be a nice good meal ready for tomorrow morning's training. So tomorrow we shall hit some chest, because weirdly actually my legs still felt sore even though I didn't actually train very hard. Hamstrings got hit quite a bit, which was good. So chest tomorrow, but like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to manipulate my training a little bit this week so I can hit legs on a day which I'm not in the yard, so therefore my back can take a little bit of a breathing space. So let's get to it, and I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning.